one more day. Thank you for what you're going to do here. Thank you for lifting up a bowed down head. Thank you for your deliverance. Thank you for your peace. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your joy. In the name of Jesus, we're going to raise our hands up to you and tell you thank you for your That was sounding so good. I didn't want to mess up the directing part of it, but that was good to me. Amen. Anybody in here that ever had to put it in the Lord's hand? Don't do that. Has there ever been a time when you really needed to put it in the Lord's hand? I'm talking about this and that. This and that. This. Oh, God. Put it in the Lord's hand. Oh, bless his name. Amen. Shall we pray? Let us go to God in prayer as we ask God's grace and mercy upon this place. Father, we thank you now for increase. We thank you for this day that was not promised to us, but now your grace and your mercies, you have allowed us to see this beautiful and wonderful day. A day that's been coming ever since the foundations of the world were created. God, you knew that at this appointed time and at this appointed place that we would be in the house of prayer and worship, and we thank you for that. Thank you for your love and kindness and compassion. Thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ, who came into this world and died for us that we might have the right to the tree of life. In Jesus' name, amen. Come on, tell the Lord thank you one more time. Amen, somebody. The Lord has been so kind, and I want to say at the beginning of this message to all of our mothers that are here, to you this morning, Happy Mother's Day. I said Happy Mother's Day to you. Some of you may not have your mother with you, but I do want you to know that the Lord made this day so that we could celebrate them. Amen. I'm still blessed to have my mother and my wife. Amen. My wife, as a matter of fact, is on the baseball field with Joshua right now. He had an early game this morning, so y'all pray for them. Amen. They're playing as we speak. My sisters, amen, and my nieces that are mothers, and to all of you of the household of faith, I want to say to our mothers again, Happy Mother's Day. Amen. Very familiar passage in the scripture as we go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 1. Proverbs 1. You are standing on the Lord's word. Amen. Amen. Proverbs 1. I'm not going to hold you long this morning, but I just want to share out of the wisdom books of Proverbs. Yes, Lord. Yes, yes. Amen. Proverbs 1. Proverbs 1. I want to read, I'll start at verse 1 through verse number 8 and verse number 9. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instructions of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. A wise man will hear and will increase his learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. To understand the Proverbs, the interpretation, the words of the wise, and their dark saying. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother, for they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head, and chains about thy neck. You may be seated in the presence of the Lord. Amen. I want to use for thought this morning the value of her teaching. The value of her teaching. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Turn to your neighbor real quick and say, neighbor, mother knows best. Amen. We are introduced to the book of Solomon. In the writing of the Proverbs, we get a glimpse of the end of the book at the beginning. This book is introduced to us by Solomon, who is considered to be one of the wisest men in Scripture. Solomon's life was more private than his father David's life. As a matter of fact, Solomon's name simply means peaceable. His spirit was peaceable. His reign was peaceable. It was far different from the life of his father David. His father David's life was accompanied by great trouble and great affliction. But Solomon's life was far different than that. As a matter of fact, Solomon was born to David and Bathsheba. We understand the story of David and Bathsheba. It was a unique sinful relationship. David had an adulterous relationship with Bathsheba, later on marrying her and having Solomon as his son. But even in that, God brought something good out of his life. Even in that, God brought something good out of his relationship. If you notice, my sisters and brothers, that Solomon's life was different. As a matter of fact, God blessed his going and God blessed his coming. Yes, sir. He was different. The Bible tells us that he was blessed with education. As a matter of fact, 1 Kings chapter 11 and verse number 12 will remind us of how educated that God did, and what God did in the life of Solomon. Verse number 11 of 1 Kings chapter 12, you will discover, he said, withstanding in thy days, I will not do it for David thy father's sake, but I will rend out of the hand of thy son. In other words, he told Solomon, what I did not do for your daddy, I'm going to do for you. Stay with me, church. God not only gave Solomon a good education, but God blessed Solomon through prayer. And we can find the reference of that in Psalms chapter 72 and verse 1, where he said, give thy king thy judgment, O God, and thy righteousness unto the king's son. God blessed him through prayer. His life was different. Can I walk the text briefly? He was king of Israel, who found no disparagement to help him teach those who did not know. He had wisdom. His teachings were so full of wisdom that people learned, and the more they learned, the more they grew, the more they became stronger and wiser in the wisdom of God. His teachings were so full of wisdom, and if you look at it, as a matter of fact, if you do any history of Solomon's life, you will discover that those who sat around Solomon, as a matter of fact, his servants who sat around him, collected over 3,000 proverbs. Just writing notes as he's talking. Y'all got to stay with me. These were not even included in Scripture. These were not included in thousands of Proverbs that we see that he has written in the book of Proverbs, in the book of Ecclesiastes, and the book of Song of Solomon. I mean, those were not even included with the wisdom that he had. As a matter of fact, they were so weighted that the Roman emperors had them as symbols and models in their kingdom. Right? Can I walk the text? Yes, sir. Solomon here in chapter 1 of Proverbs is simply saying this. If you would allow me to paraphrase what Solomon simply was saying, Solomon was saying, here's what I want you to know. Here's what I want you to understand, that a wise man, watch the text, will hear and increase his understanding. Yes, sir. Yes. Solomon is talking here. He's really preaching to us. He's letting us know that if you really want any wisdom from God, if you really want any instruction from God, that means he says you have to learn to hear. Amen. And hearing produces something in your life. Yes, sir. Solomon is simply saying that I'm writing so that this will benefit you. I mean, you in your everyday life. Solomon is letting us know that I'm giving you wisdom that I have learned so that it may be a blessing to you in your life. Yes, and Solomon is really suggesting to us and letting us know that that what I'm giving you only comes through instruction. In order for you really to gain wisdom and understanding, you must receive this through instruction. Yes, sir. Oh, bless his name this morning. Let me walk the text in, since y'all ain't saying nothing to me. Let me walk the text. He letting us know, amen, that in order for you really to learn something, you have to learn from those who has done it before you. Yeah. And if you look in the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse number 8 and verse number 7, two ways of gaining wisdom. Number one, it is wisdom comes from the Lord. Yeah. And then number two, wisdom comes from your mother and father. Yeah. Can I go through the text briefly? Wisdom, amen, somebody. He tells us, gives, amen, Solomon in Proverbs in chapter 1 and verse 7, gives us a clear picture of where our instruction and our wisdom should come from. First of all, our wisdom should come from the Lord himself. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. When you trust God and fear God, God then starts to impart into your life the things that you need to be successful for your life. Amen. The fear of the Lord, amen, is our first instruction for our life. And then he tells us that the instructions of our mother and father. Now watch what happens here. If y'all don't mind me going into the history. All right. 1 Kings chapter 2 and verse 19, you will discover how much Solomon honored his mother. Yeah. Solomon's mother, Solomon now has been appointed, amen, somebody, as king of Israel. All right. David in the previous chapter has gotten old and his time has come near for him to die. Amen, somebody. His time has come for him to transition on and Solomon to come on the scene. His time was up and God anointed Solomon as the king. But even in his royalty, y'all ain't hearing me in here. Even in him being a king, even in him, y'all ain't gonna talk to me in here, being in the position that he was, he honored his mother. Amen. I don't care how old you get. Your mother's still with you. You still owe her honor. Y'all ain't hearing me in here. You owe her honor. I mean, the Bible declares to us. Now watch what what happens here in Kings, 1 Kings chapter 2 and 19. David's brother comes to his mother and says, can you go in there? David's son goes in and tell, amen, his mother to go tell Solomon that I may find favor with him. Now, Solomon already told his brother, said, look, if you get out of order, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. It tells it, go and read it, this and that. 1 Kings chapter 1, you'll discover what happened. He had already told him, said, if you mess up, now you had already done something against daddy. But if you mess over mama, I'm going to take care of you. Y'all ain't hearing me in here. He had already reminded him. Y'all watch the text. I want you to read it because you got to go into the text in order to understand what he was really saying in 1 Kings chapter 1. David's brother now is trying to trick his mother into coming in and talking, to Solomon and telling Solomon to let him have his daddy's wife. And you know how mama is. Mama said, okay, I love you just enough, I'm going to go in. And he goes in, she goes in, Bathsheba goes in to Solomon and tells Solomon what that other boy wanted. And Solomon said, look, I told him, watch the text, that I'm going to take him out. Because that's a sin against my father and it's a sin against you. Watch the text. 1 King will tell you, amen, somebody, that later on Solomon does it. Solomon does it, yes he does, because, his brother does something that he knew that was not right. His mother comes in, and let me tell you this, and watch the text of 1 Kings, when Solomon's mother comes in, when Bathsheba comes in there, you know what Solomon does? Solomon stood up. Bless his name. Stood up and he kneeled down, and when he kneeled down, he took a seat. And he says, wait a minute, my mother's in the house. Y'all bring me a chair. And the Bible declares that he set his mother to the right hand of him. Y'all ain't hearing me in here. He loved her. But yet in that, he had to make the right decision for her. As we come back to now Proverbs, you'll see in the story what happens in our text. You'll discover now Solomon is really letting us know why is it important for us to listen to the instructions of our mother and our father. Number one, and I'm almost done, it promotes, watch this, good living. Tells us that in chapter 4, you will discover the proverb that the daddy is talking. I got my story together. I got my history of my text. You will discover in Proverbs chapter 4, the father is giving instruction. The father is then telling his sons, how to treat women, how, to be straight up. Don't lose focus of what, you have in front of you. Don't be out there doing nothing crazy. He will let his son know how important it was to listen to the instructions that has been given to you. From chapter 4 to chapter 7, you will see Solomon giving instruction, through the father's perspective. But then we skip from 7 to chapter 30. Chapter 31, where we find King Lemuel's mother. Bless his name. We find out that now he's using the example of Lemuel. Lemuel's mother tells him, you are a king. What great encouragement from a mother to a son. She gives him so much instruction. She makes him feel that he is a king. Chapter 31, you discover
that she talks to her son. I mean, she tells her son that you are my blood, you are of my womb, you are the one that I gave birth to. She made him feel that he was a king, and she told him then that you are to rise above everything. Not only did she tell him that he was a king, but she told him that he needed to think like a king. Mothers, let me tell you something. If you really want your boy to be something or your daughter to be something, encourage them. Don't tear them down. Fill them up, because, I mean, it comes from generation to generation. Lemuel's mother told him, said, listen, son, don't you do things that will cause you to lose your kingdom. Now, nobody, it's really not clear if Lemuel was actually a king or not, but we understand, if we look at it parenthetically, that we see that his mother encouraged him and let him know that, boy, think like a king. Walk like a king. Act like a king. Because you are a king. I wish I had some praying folks in here. Y'all preaching me hard this morning. He let her know that don't you lose your kingdom. And here's what she said to him in chapter 31. Tells him that don't get wild with women. Can I preach in this house? Don't go out there living riotously. In other words, don't go out there living reckless. Y'all ain't gonna hear me in here. Don't go out there partying and drinking and doing things that's gonna cause you, amen, to think and mess up your life for later. Oh, I thought I was preaching in here this morning. She loved her son. And what blessed her soul was that she didn't start until when he got 18 years old. She started blessing him when he was a baby. Y'all ain't hearing me in here. Now, she instructed him what to do. Now, here's the problem. Now, don't covet your son. You still have to allow him to be a young man. Y'all ain't hearing me in here. Don't cover him so much or hover over him so much that he has no ability to become a man. All right, I thought I had a praying church in here. You can't cover him so much that you'll make him hate a woman. You'll make him misuse women and abuse them if you cover him too much. Because what's going to happen is he's going to expect for everyone to do what you do for him. Oh, yeah. I got some help over here to my left. To discover that life ain't like that. You encourage him to be a king, think like a king, live like a king, be a man like a king. But don't cover him too much like that. That's the problem we had in 1 Kings chapter 2, that she was willing to go into the king and say, to go against what she knew was right. Because she loved him just that much. Oh, y'all bless his name. So not only, I'm through because y'all ain't got mighty quiet in here. Not only does it promote right living, but secondly, I got to tell you this morning, the reason why it's good for you to give good instruction to your children is because it blesses generations to come. Bible tells us that your children will rise up and call you blessed. You have generations that come behind them. You have generations that will come behind them. Let me say it again. You have generations that will come behind them. He said, my son, I want you to hear hear the instructions of your mother and your father. Generations that come behind you.
Yes, sir.
Watch what you do. All right, I'm done. I've been up here 26 minutes. I've been up here about 26 minutes. I got about 4 minutes and I'm done. It blesses generations to come. Mother, let me tell you how important it is for you to be a part of your child's life. It is a necessity. I mean, even when daddy steps out of the picture. He can depend on you. Y'all ain't hearing me. He can look at you and say, Mama, I know sometimes you gotta be daddy and mama. Y'all ain't hearing me in here. Generations will come, amen, behind them. All right, I'm almost done. Not only is it important for you to promote the prosperity of your family, not only is it important that you know that your generation behind you will be blessed. Amen. But lastly, you got to understand how important it is for you to speak wealth to the next generation. Let me tell you something, brothers and sisters, you young people, and all of us that still have present mothers that are living, I want you to know something, how important it is to have their wisdom. Proverbs chapter 1 verse 9 tells us it is an ornament of grace. It's different. It's the wisdom of your mother. It's something that you cannot find anywhere else. Oh, bless his name. She's the one that will stay up all night long. When you are out half the night, having fun, enjoying yourself, she's the one who's walking the floor. When you got out of the house, you got in the heart. She's the one. Watch the text. The Bible tells us that it is an ornament of grace. Can I give you an illustration? It is the most valuable thing that you can have and that you can hold on to. It's like a chain that hangs around the neck. It's invaluable. All right. Let's go to Proverbs 31 real quick. What you discover is how important her life really is. Oh, bless his name. To go to Proverbs chapter 31. Well, it tells us that she is a virtuous individual. She looks beyond her own need to discover what your need is. I'm going to get out of here now. She finds joy in the little things of life. She doesn't have to have all the money in the world. The only thing that she needs is to see that your life is going in the right direction. Her greatest joy, y'all ain't hearing me, is to see that her children are doing well. Her greatest joy is to see that her family is being blessed. Her greatest joy, oh, I wish I had just 3 more minutes, is in knowing that generations that come behind them will rise up and call her blessed. Her greatest joy is looking, oh bless his name, at the need of the family and meeting the need of the family. That's her greatest joy. Even when she's tired going to the store to buy this and that to make sure that it comes together. She still finds some way to say thank you in spite of what she's doing. Oh, bless his name. Well, thank God for her instructions. She does something. She looks at her family. She considers the field. She finds strength in her bones. She goes beyond the call of duty. She does it even when she don't want to do it. Yeah. I thought I had some mothers in here who can agree with me that you have gone more than you wanted to go. You've done more than you wanted to do. You cried more than you wanted to cry. Yeah. But some way, somehow, the Lord gave you strength when you didn't have no strength. You gave strength even when you didn't have no strength. I feel my help in here now. Yeah. Even when you didn't feel encouraged, you open your mouth and encourage your children. You encourage your husband. Yeah. Wait. And after all of that, the children can rise up and call you later. Well, let me leave you right here by saying that you are a testimony. Thank you, mother, for sticking with your children. Thank you, mother, for always encouraging your children. Thank you, mother, for giving us words of wisdom when we don't want to hear you. Thank you, mother, for seeing it deep and finding strength when you didn't have no strength. Thank you, mother, for growing beyond the call of duty. Thank you, mother, for traveling when you didn't want to travel and going when you didn't want to go. Thank you. Thank you. Let me say it like this. Thank you for doing what you're doing now. Thank you for doing it like you're doing it now. Yes. Let me go on and cry. Jesus had a beautiful mother. Mary, Father Jesus, even from the day that he was born, she had him in a state because there was nowhere for him. In the end, she promised him, well, out of Bethlehem to Jerusalem at the age of 12 years old. When she got this place, you know who went to sleep with Jesus. It was his mother. And when she found him in the temple, answering questions and asking questions. Oh, that's his name. For 18 long years, she suffered for that boy. For 18 long years, she watched him followed him all the way through healing the sick and raising the dead and opening blind eyes. She followed him, raised the dead, even so to Calvary's cross, and she's standing there at the foot of the cross. And I heard Jesus saying, he talked to John. He said, John, behold your mother, and mother, behold your son. In other words, John, I'm not ready to leave here. But what he was telling John was, take care of my mother. Yeah, Jesus, he died on Calvary's cross. And that's all I got to tell you. Lord, stay on the battlefield. I know that sometimes when you're listen, I know that sometimes we get a little hard-headed. I know that sometimes they don't quite right. But don't give up on us now. Don't give up on us. Keep loving us. Keep loving us. I know that it's been difficult trying to raise a boy child. I know it's difficult trying to raise your daughter, but hang in there. Yes, hang in there. I said hang in there. Don't give up now. Wait a minute. I need one or two people who don't mind doing it with me this morning. Will you go and grab a special mother by the hand, and I want you to tell her, say, mother, I'm right here with you. Go tell her, say, mother, I got your back. Say, mother, hang on in there. Say, mother, God got you covered. Say, mother, the Lord is with you. Yeah! Thank you for being faithful. Thank you for being faithful. Mother, thank you for being so faithful. Thank you for being so faithful. It's going to pay off after a while. Did y'all hear what I said to you? Keep on doing what you're doing. It's going to pay off after a while. Serve the Lord. Sure will pay off. After a while. This is a song. Serve the Lord, serve the Lord. Come on. Cherish every moment, every moment. Young people, listen to me. Cherish every moment. Because tomorrow is not promised. Cherish every moment that you have with your mother. Amen. Brothers, will y'all just help me by putting our hands together and celebrate our mothers one more time? So beautiful. Oh, blessings. Thank you, brothers. We see the dance done, but there's always room to grow. Now, at this time, administrative, as we come and partakers of the ministry time of fellowship. Amen.
As we prepare